And doesn't that look like what you would find at a 5-star white linen tablecloth restaurant? Yes, it does. And you can have that experience at home. Egg Harbor is the seafood division of Rastelli Foods, and they supply to white linen tablecloths. So the same experience that you get when you go out, you can have now at home with the herb butter included. So if you're like me and you don't know a whole lot about cooking seafood and you want that, you know, seafood and that fish experience, just like you would get in a recipe, Brittany Rastelli, who is the director of culinary for Egg Harbor and Rastelli, puts it together with that butter, so it makes it so easy. You get 10 of these. We are just now back in stock. It's $110.25. This has over 10 5-star reviews from our customers that have taken the time to give us their feedback. If you're shopping today with a major credit card, the 4 Easy Pays is available to you, and that works out to be $27.56 per month. But that offer goes away at the end of the day. And I don't believe there's an auto delivery available with the cod. So this is the only way to get them, is to place your order for multiples and stock up. So let's start, I guess, Brittany, with what the cod is. And, you know, for those that are not really 100% familiar with a cod fish, what can we expect with the flavor?
Sure. So this is an Icelandic cod. So this is going to be a special location. These are caught in the North Atlantic off the coast of Iceland. They are wild caught in the nutrient-dense waters right there, and they are line caught. Line catching is huge because there's no bycatch in those nets. So it's one cod after the next coming out of the water. They are filleted. They are individually packaged and blast frozen after the bones have been taken out and the skin has been taken off. And your result with cod is going to be a really thick, white, translucent kind of color piece of cod. This is a more mild whitefish. This is one of those silky whitefish. So if you are, you know, don't love whitefish because you don't like that chickeny texture, this is not it. This is the silky one. So these are kind of my favorite. I love the sea basses. I love the cods. I love the haddocks, the pollocks for that reason. I like those big white shiny flakes. But I love the flavor because it's nice and mild. And that's why we paired that with the garlic and herb butter for you. So you're going to get the individual pieces that have been blast frozen. And then I'm just going to start cooking these so I can show you what they look like when they're all done. But what I'll do is I'll take my pieces, defrost them, pat them dry with a paper towel, and then I will let them simmer for about 4 or 5 minutes. So we'll come back to those.
Okay. Do you do the quick defrost, like put them in the bag in the water and do the defrost that way, or do you leave them out overnight?
You can leave them out in your refrigerator overnight, or you can even take them out of the bag and go ahead and defrost them on a plate for like 25, 30 minutes as well.
Gotcha.
And seafood thaws out so quickly, so you can just take them out of, again, they're coming individually vacuum packed, just like this. So you can take them out of the package, put them on that plate, and in a matter of 20 or 30 minutes, it's thawed and ready to go.
If you could come in here with me, this is what I mean when I say silky. You can almost see that shine. I mean, I can see it perfectly. Hopefully you can see it too.
Yeah, looks good.
But it's just that it turns that white opaque color. It has a mild flavor. So you can kind of see the herbs on top of this. That's just a little bit of that garlic and herb butter that we melted on top of the fish just to give it a little bit of flavor. If you already have your favorite cod recipe and you don't need the butter, you can put this on your vegetables. You can put it on your starch, your potato. But the garlic herb butter is just going to pair well with any fish, any seafood, even on your meats and poultry as well. But these are so easy to prepare as well. You just take out what you need, and then you have a lot of cooking methods with cod too. It's a very substantial fish. So this fish can be cooked in the saute pan like you see me doing here. We have the oven option, the toaster option, your air fryer.
Even doing it on the grill.
Ray loves it on the grill just because he puts it in the foil and then puts a little dollop of the butter.
Right.
It makes a little tent out of it. And
doesn't
like,
get much easier
8 minutes later?
8 minutes.
And then you get a little bit of that smokiness too?
That's right.
Yes.
Take a little bit of aluminum foil, just kind of make a little boat out of it, and it makes a perfect cradle for your 6-ounce piece. And you're getting 10 of these, Jane, so they're going to go a long way. Brittany has the whole bag here to show, but every one of them, like we said, is individually vacuum packed. So when you see these and you see that all that kind of skin has been removed, There's no scales. There's none of that is left. It's been completely cleaned. You're going to eat from one end to the other, and it really is an exceptional white fish. We keep this in our house every single day. So often during the week, we'll take one of these out, one fillet, and actually make like fish fingers out of them for the kids, because it's just a really a great way to make a fish finger or a cod sandwich, but also just purely eating it as a center of the plate fish fillet. If we want to put it with maybe a beef item and do surf and turf, there's so many uses for this item because you have a beautiful, clean white fish. But when you have that roasted garlic and herb butter, it just makes it so simple. Brittany will take that butter, put a little dollop on it, and whether we're cooking it in the toaster oven or the grill, it just makes it so easy.
This is also a fish that works really well if you do want to dip it in egg and bread it. I'm going to show you kind of one of my cheat meals that we do at home. This is something that we started to do when we were home during COVID quarantine, and we were just cooking all the time with the kids. So what I did was I took the garlic and herb butter and I just kind of smear the top of the cod, and then I would give the kids 2 plastic bags filled with buttery crackers, let them smash those instead of traditional breadcrumbs, and then we would top it like this, and then I would bake them. And of course, I have my finished product for you.
Yep.
But this is one of those things, if you love a fried fish, but you want to maybe not fry the fish, you want to bake it. These are amazing.
It really is.
Because it still gives you that nice crunch. And literally, it was 3 ingredients: a piece of cod, the butter that you're getting, and whatever your buttery cracker crumble is. And then this would be dinner for everybody. We even did this a couple times where we cut them down into, like Ray said, the fish fingers. That way it was a little bit even more fun for the kids to do.
Well, you know what? And that is the kind of thing, again, that is so quick and so easy and yet so satisfying. We want the best for our family, so knowing the source of our seafood and knowing where it comes from is important. But also not wanting to spend a whole lot of time with the prep, Ray and Brittany. I don't want to have to fillet a fish. I don't want to have to worry about the skin and the bones and doing all that. But having that butter, and if I wanted to add the crumbled crackers, I can or not. It just makes it so that I know I'm getting and enjoying and serving my family the best of the best. I always thought cod was kind of a close to a lobster type of a fish, so it has a little bit more, meatiness to it as opposed to some of the small, thin fish. I like something that's got a little nice chew and bite to it, and that's exactly what you get. And then what you did there with the tomatoes and the herb butter, oh my gosh.
So you saw me put these in the pan. I let them do their thing for about 4 minutes with a little bit of the butter, a little bit of wine. I just flipped them. I hope you guys can see they have that really pretty crust on the outside now from the butter. And then we just added a little bit of the cherry tomatoes, some capers, a little bit more butter, and then they'll simmer for another 2 or 3 minutes, and then that's it. So those restaurant quality dishes that you are used to, they're not back in the kitchen making them for half hour each. I mean, the fish is about 1 inch thick. So think about it this way, 1 inch per every 10 minutes. So within 10 minutes, you have not only your fish cooked, but a sauce, you have a little bit of vegetables on top, and then you can pour it over some rice or a starch and veg. And it's just a really easy restaurant quality meal at home.
Right, but it's all about starting with the right fish, right? We so often talk about when we're on air on Tuesday nights, Jane, and just educate folks about the seafood industry, because I don't think many people realize when you go to the grocery store and you see that piece of seafood that's been sitting there for a day or sometimes longer, how it got there, right? And typically in the seafood industry, most seafood is frozen either once, twice, or even 3 times.
Yeah.
More on the 2 and 3 times side, meaning it was pulled from the ocean, it was filleted, it was frozen. It was then shipped to the United States, it was thawed, it was refrozen. For whatever reason, that process to be able to bring it to you has always taken a few steps of thawing and refreezing. With this fish, this Icelandic cod, the Faroe Island salmon, all the raw fish that we bring to you at QVC, they're all frozen at source immediately. The moment they're taken out of the ocean and filleted, they're frozen, and you're the first person to ever thaw it. So when you get this at home and you cook it, you're going to be shocked at how your home smells. It's going to smell like the tomatoes, and the garlic or the roasted garlic butter, right? It's not going to smell like seafood, and it shouldn't. It would only smell like seafood if you got a piece of seafood that is either on its end of life or it's been handled the way I just explained, where it's been frozen 2 or 3 times. So that's what allows folks at home now to have product like this, that they can have that same experience if they were to go to the restaurant.
Serve that up with a little mashed potatoes or some risotto and some delicious asparagus. Put that sauce on top. Oh my gosh, delicious.
That's it.
Well, that is your Egg Harbor 10 6-ounce Icelandic Cod Filets with the garlic herb butter. Back in stock, $110.25. Once again, no auto delivery on that. So a lot of folks picking up more than one, stocking up the freezer. With that 4 Easy Pay offer at $27.56. That offer goes away at the end of the day. And of course, our food ships with free standard shipping and handling.